Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the GXSimmer. We are on chapter 15 of Nina and Amanda. And if you'd like today's content, please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you always know when I'm coming out with new content. Let's talk about chapter 15 of Nina and Amanda. So, when we last left off, Amanda broke to Tony that she is pregnant with their first child. And they are excited. More so when they told Carrie she was over the moon. Carrie ran home, of course, told Nina. Nina was kind of like, okay, all right. Yeah, that's great news. Haha, great. Fantastic. But she's also trying to really work through these feelings she's having and try to get herself back into a good place because she knows that she can't hold on to this anger and bitterness forever. And she's trying to really get better. So she is making steps to get out of this problem that she's having and be better. And she's also not letting it reflect onto her daughter too much. She really wants to show her daughter that she's in support of the marriage and that she's in support of Amanda and Tony's good news. Because if she reacts in a bad way, you know, Carrie's going to feed on it and it's not going to be good. So right now, here we are with Tony and Amanda. They are making plans for the baby to arrive soon. They've gotten the room ready. It's a cute little room. It's close to their bedroom, so it's really, really nice. And also, they gave Carrie the downstairs room because, as she's getting older, they realize she needs more space and she wants, to be her own person, needs bigger area. So Tony was going to use that for his bar where he could practice his drink mixing. And right now, the problem that Nina's having actually with Carrie is that they have just come out with Carrie's Cow Saves Christmas, the movie. It was a huge commercial success. It won a Starlight Accolade Award. Nina was over the moon about it. She, of course, wrote the screenplay, so she got 2 Starlight Accolade Awards for it. But as Carrie is getting older and the movie has become this huge hit, the kids in school are making fun of her because of it. And she's inching ever so close into junior high. And as we know, those years are very precarious. But as time has gone on, the paparazzi have started to figure out where Nina's house is because they zeroed in on the fact that she might be living in Henford-on-Bagley since the story took place in Henford-on-Bagley. And for years, Nina was able to conceal where she lived, and the paparazzi had no idea where her and Carrie were living. Now they've figured it out. And they basically are going after pictures of Nina and Carrie almost every time they walk out the front door of their house. And it's not long before the secret cottage is not so secret. And Nina's annoyed by it because she feels like her privacy is being invaded daily. Carrie is tired of it. She's also developed a little bit of a foul mouth and curses at the paparazzi when they are there. She also calls them the lowest form of life. And it's really gotten on her nerves. Now, Carrie, as she's getting older, is really upset about the fact that this book has caused her so much grief. She loved it when her mother wrote it for her, and it was just a book. But after it became a movie and everybody learned about it and it became this huge sensation and all the kids at school knew about it and were jealous because, she was this famous author's daughter. In fact, she's being referred to as Nina Gabon's daughter. It makes Carrie really angry. And Carrie has really developed a foul mouth because of it. She also has developed an attitude problem because of it. And Nina's doing her best to try to balance this because, with the kid growing up, and it's really hard on her. And, going into those teenage years coming up, it's going to be even tougher. And not only that, Carrie, who is extremely smart, is having her grades slip tremendously. And one of the reasons why is because she's being teased constantly in school. And it's making her not want to go outside, not want to do anything, just sit at home, eat junk food, and play video games all day. The only things that give her any kind of joy are hanging out with her animals. She loves her animals at the cottage. And she loves seeing Amanda and Tony every 2 weeks. In fact, it got so bad that once Nina and Carrie were in the city having lunch, paparazzi caught them, snapped a picture. Carrie turned around, gave them the finger. The headlines had a field day with it. They came up with titles like, Nina Gabon's daughter, Carrie, has bad manners. And another one reads, Carrie's cow may deliver coal for Carrie this Christmas. And because of those headlines, she got teased in school about that too. But despite that, Nina is really trying to help Carrie through this. And Carrie is just so sick of this book, and she's sick of the attention, and she's sick of this whole situation. She can't stand it. Nina doesn't know what to do. Nina really doesn't know what to do. So one day, her agent Rachel calls her and says, "Hey, guess what? I'm thinking about moving to this really amazing penthouse in San Myshuno. I want you to come with me, take a look at this penthouse, see what you think." So Nina's like, "Well, I'm not doing anything anyway, so yeah, I'll take a ride with you." So they go into the city in San Myshuno. And they see this penthouse that is just incredible. When Nina sees it, it's like love at first sight. And just to let you know, this penthouse is called the Stargazer Penthouse, and it was built by Delivery. I'll link it down in the comments, and you can put it in your game. And at first glance, Rachel's looking around. And she's like, yeah, this isn't my thing. I think I need something smaller. But Nina absolutely loves it. And she turns to the real estate agent, and says, I'll buy this right now. How much? And the agent is floored. And she's like, well, it's a lot of money. And Nina's like, I don't care. How much? And she tells her how much it is, and she buys it. And it really is a beautiful place. I mean, high, majestic ceilings, modern crystal chandeliers. Perks of the building were amazing. She'd have her own personal driver exclusively, butler service if she wanted it, and a 5-star chef who worked for some of the finest restaurants in the world that caters to the penthouse and the 2 apartments down below. The kitchen has a beautiful galley kitchen with state-of-the-art appliances, lots of counter space and storage, and a very deep pantry with many shelves. It also had 4 bedrooms, each with their own ensuite bathrooms. And the master bedroom, well, that was probably Nina's favorite part. It was outstanding. It had just this incredible amount of light, and it was spacious and just great. And then she saw the office that was built in. And her eyes nearly bulged out of her head as she gasped as she saw it. It was huge. Tall windows lined the walls with plenty of light and amazing views. They were in the second highest point in the city. And Nina said, yeah, I need to be here. Plus, not to mention, some of the best security ever in the city. The security was maintained by former staff members of Strangerville Labs. So, the paparazzi wouldn't even have a chance of getting to her front door. This was the place she belonged. So, she bought it. And as a thank you gift for paying in full, the realtors bestowed her a gift, which was an 80-inch curved UHD 8K TV. Well, that was it for Nina. So when she revealed to Carrie that they were going to be moving, Carrie was furious. Yes, Carrie hated the paparazzi, and she hated the girls in her school. But she really loved her home in Henford, and the thought of leaving it infuriated her. True, she could do without some of the people that lived in Hempford, like those girls in school, but this was her home. Who would look after her cow Daisy? And what about the foxes and rabbits that came to visit? What about her chickens? What would they do? Plus, she had just planted new flowers in the garden. How dare Nina do that to her? But Nina insisted that she would love the new place if she gave it a try. Well, Carrie wasn't having it. Carrie exploded into a blind rage. She yelled, screamed, and she cursed at her mother. She was so incensed she asked to have a sleepover at her cousin Jane's house rather than spend one more minute under the same roof as Nina Gaban. Well, that made Nina very hurt by Carrie's outburst, but she allowed her to spend the weekend at her cousin's. So when she dropped her off at Jada's in San Sequoia, which is only about an hour away from San Myshuno, she called Amanda and asked to visit her after. So after Nina dropped off Carrie, she went to Amanda's house, and when Amanda opened the door, Nina couldn't believe how huge she was. Amanda looked like she was almost at full term, and saw how distraught and unsettled Nina was when she walked in. The first thing she asked was, "Everything okay?" "No," Nina said, shaking her head, and Amanda shut the door. "I've bought a penthouse in San Myshuno." "Oh, so tell me why that's bad?" Amanda asked as she sat down in an armchair and groaned. "Carrie hates it," Nina said, sitting down on the couch. "Has she even seen it?" "No," Nina said. "Then why does she hate it?" "Because she's afraid she's not going to be able to see her cow or chickens or play with the rabbits and foxes," Nina said. "Ever since that damn holiday special came out, she's been teased in school about it. And that song they came up with, it's like listening to cats yowling in the middle of the night. It's horrible. She hates it. I hate it too. I asked my agent what the hell they were thinking when they recorded that monstrosity." "Well, maybe you shouldn't have signed the rights away so fast." "I signed the rights away after it became a bestseller 4 years ago. Carrie was almost 9 at the time. I didn't know they were going to make it into a holiday special 3 years later," Nina growled. "And now it runs year after year. And because she's in junior high, she's getting bullied over it. Or near in junior high. So if she curses at the kids when they pick on her, she fights with them and gets in trouble. The school has almost suspended her twice for fighting and cursing. The cursing is the worst. She curses at the paparazzi every day." Amanda chuckled. "Well, I see that runs in the family, and I don't blame her on that one. Do you want anything to drink? I got some blueberry seltzer Grandma Alexa sent me. She's really getting into making those seltzers lately, since she retired from the clinic." "Yeah, sure," Nina said. "But don't make light of the cursing. It's getting out of hand. I can't go a single day without hearing curse about someone or something." "I hope you're not blaming me for that one," Amanda said as she took the bottle out of the refrigerator. "Well, you're the one who's cultivated forbidden words into an art form," Nina said. "That's true," Amanda said with a chuckle. "I have done that." "So, did you ever think your daughter picked that up from you?" Nina asked with an accusatory tone. "Oh, you mean our daughter?" Amanda asked with a smirk as she came over to her and handed her the glass. "Hey, I've heard you let go of some zingers from time to time, so don't put this on me." "Fine," Nina growled, accepting the drink and taking a sip. "Oh, wow. This is good." "Told you. So is that why you're here? To tell me about our daughter's dirty potty mouth?" "It's more than that. I don't feel she's happy living with me. We've been fighting regularly since the special aired, and She even took the book I wrote for her and put it in a bin. She's so upset by that song and the teasing. Then there's her weight issue. It's not healthy for a girl her age, Amanda. She used to go out in the fresh air all the time, and now she just sits around eating junk food and playing video games. Plus, her grades are bad. I took the video game console away from her until she improved, and she cursed at me for that. So I grounded her, and she cursed at me for that too. I tried doing the punishment where every time she curses at you, you put a quarter in the jar. The jar is almost full. She loves being here with you and Tony. Whenever she comes back home, she tells me about how she felt your stomach and felt the baby kick, and how Tony made her laugh. She talks about playing with Floof in the backyard and running across the street to play with Hayden or Jane to come over. She says she wishes she could be in school with Jane and Hayden. And she's not happy about the penthouse at all. She says she wants to be able to have a backyard and see her animals every day. She needs help, Amanda. And I think you're the only one who can help her. I don't know what to do. I feel like I failed her. Like I failed you. Nina, Amanda said as she tried to lean forward. I'm sure that's not true. Nina sniffled as a tear rolled out of her eyes, saying, I just want her to be happy. I feel like my fame has hurt her so much. I think she needs you now. She's in crisis, Amanda. I don't know what to do. I need you to please help our daughter. Amanda sighed and nodded. When Tony comes home from work, I'll talk to him about it. I know he'll say yes, so I can tell you with certainty that yes, she can come live with us, and we'll help her. And do you think you might be able to take the chickens too? There's only 4 of them, and they're very sweet, and you're not suggesting I keep a cow in my backyard, are you? Amanda asked. Chickens, yeah, fine, but a cow? I already know that you can't, Nina said, wiping her tears away and taking a breath. Besides, I looked it up. I'm putting the cottage up for sale soon, and I'm going to ask the buyer if they'll allow the cow to stay, and if Carrie could visit regularly. Otherwise, there is a pastor that I've been talking to that will take Daisy, so Carrie can visit her. The charges will be expensive, but I'll do what I have to so that Carrie can see her. Something I've always wanted to know, Nina, Amanda asked with a grin and a chuckle. Why in the hell did you ever buy her a cow? Nina sighed and with a short laugh said, Well, we always had a cow growing up. My dad bought one when my parents got married. They didn't know it at the time, but she was carrying a calf. That calf turned out to be Maple. Then Dad bred Maple, and we got Sugar, and Daisy was Sugar's baby. She was born right before my 16th birthday. Oh, I see, Amanda said. Yeah, and when my dad died, I couldn't part with her. I just couldn't bear it. So I asked Aunt Alexa and Uncle Gid if they would take care of her for me while they lived at the cottage. When I moved back to Henford, Carrie loved her so much, and to me she was part of the family. Now I've got a 22-year-old cow, so I hope that the new buyer lets us stay. I'm sure they will. And Carrie loves her so much, Amanda. And Daisy loves her just as much, Nina said as she looked down. When we first came to Henford, Carrie was very sad because of the divorce. And Daisy just lifted her spirits. She's her best friend. So I'm going to do my best to make sure Daisy can be somewhere where she'll be taken care of. And Carrie can visit her regularly. I think that'll make her happy, Amanda said, taking a breath. Go ahead, and talk to Carrie about it. If this is what she wants, we'll bring her in. And then you and I will sit down with the lawyer and change the terms of the divorce. Oh, it's not necessary. I think we can handle it, Nina said. If you want it in there, I will get it changed. I'll pay for it. It's okay. We can make it work. If it becomes an issue, then we'll get the lawyers involved, Amanda told her. Thank you, Amanda. I'm glad you let me come over tonight to talk to you about this. Amanda stood up and stretched her back, saying, Sure. When it comes to Carrie, we need to be a team. And if she's in crisis, we've got to help her through this. Nina nodded. Well, I'm going to get going. Let Aunt Alexa know that the seltzer was great. Maybe she could send me a batch? Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Are you sure you're okay with this? Nina took a sigh. I think so. She wants to be with her family. Nina, you know what I meant, Nina said as she glanced at Amanda's stomach. Soon, huh? What? Amanda asked, and then looking down at her stomach, she ran her hand over her enlarged stomach and chuckled, saying softly, Oh, yeah. And she's very active at night. She? Nina asked. Oh, damn. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, we found out we're having a girl. Her name's going to be Zoe Carmilla. Keep it under wraps. Only Tony and I know that so far. Nina smiled and nodded, saying, Beautiful name. I'm happy for you both. I'll see you around. She walked out of the house almost with urgency. Her driver opened the door and she got in, closing the car door behind her. As soon as she had privacy, shut her eyes and she felt her tears well up. A little girl, she thought to herself. They were so lucky. So that's going to do it for chapter 15. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Nina and Amanda. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, click notifications so you always know when I'm coming out with new content. I would like to thank you so much for all your support. We just crossed over to 50 subscribers. I'm really excited the way the channel is growing. It's all because of you, and I thank you profusely. And I can't thank you enough, truly. And if you heard noise in the background, the ambient was provided courtesy of my dog Max. He always insists on being here whenever I record. He is my mascot. And if you record with your pets around, let me know and tell me if they like to get on the axe sometimes. I've now heard Fantasia say that her husky likes to be in the same room with her when she records. And of course, if you love Nina's penthouse, you can pick it up. It is in the description. It's the Stargazer Penthouse by Deligracy. I loved that build. The first time I saw it, I said, that's going to be Nina's home. And I downloaded it, and that was a year ago. So once again, this is Jen, the GXSimmer. I hope that you have a terrific day or night. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. I will see you on the next episode of Nina and Amanda. And stay tuned for more content coming out on the GXSimmer, including my new series, GXSimmer Live, where I go live and we just chat it up and have a great time. I'm hoping that the next live episode will be the expansion pack trailer for, we think, Lovestruck. And if that is the case, I'm going to go ahead, watch that live. You'll see my live reaction. I'm going to go backwards, forwards, answer your questions. We're going to have a great time. So until then, see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.